behind that veil another section, which is the Holy of Holies. Notice the walls, acacia wood covered with gold. You could see the grooves to tell how big each panel of wood. It's quite big. It's like a cubit and a half wide, 1 cubit thick, 10 cubits high, each panel. New wood, that's like 1 ton weight. Old become like between 500 to 700 kilograms. It's very heavy. Plus that it's covered with gold in and outside. The foundation, you see, bases from silver, bases like sockets, and the socket with 2 holes, because each panel like this, two legs in the end of it, so 2 holes, 2 legs. And to hold it not to move, because it's like 5 meters high, 10 cubits, they run 4 bands from outside through rings sticking out all around the building. And 1 band in the middle of the wall, halfway inside the wood. This way they hold it very strong together. No doors. The curtain you see here has the 4 colors I told you outside. And we hope we can change the mats outside to look like this design. What you see here, 4 pieces, supposed to be 1 piece, which is supposed to be the outside one. It should go all the way down, so it's closed. You see, or you count 5 pillars, bases should be covered. Now the ceiling, you still see the 4 colors, and this supposed to be cover number 1. There was 4 covers. I tell you only about the cover number 1 from here, then outside I tell you about the other 3. You see 4 colors, and this piece should go roof and sides outside. And every time I look at this, I remember 2 things. I remember the talit, the prayer shawl the Jewish used to cover the head to pray. Talit in Hebrew. It's like I'm under the protection of God. I'm under the covering of God. And I remember in the New Testament the story of Talitha Kumi. Remember? The little girl died and they had the Lord to come and help. He took his talit off, his prayer shawl off, put it over the body. And he did talk to the dead girl. Remember, he said, she's sleeping first. He did talk to the dead girl and he said, girl under taliti. That's Hebrew now. Taliti, my prayer shawl. Kumi, come up. So that's like taliti kumi, not talita kumi. And she did come up. So people under the talit of God, people under the covering of God, they always come up. And as believers, we all priests, we all under the covering of God. So we all come up. Now, this is the menorah with 6 branches made from 1 talent of gold, 1 piece of gold. We read a lot about the design. 7 oil lamps, the shape like pomegranates. And if you remember, nothing about the size in the Bible. So, some Jewish and Christians believe that it was between 5.5 to 6 feet big. It should be on 24 hours. Should not turn off at all. So in the morning when the priest comes in here, he fill this with oil, check the wicks, and should be on all. And here they have to use what the Bible call it the beaten olive oil, not pressed. So many people teach that this oil is the virgin oil, which is wrong. And also they teach it is the first press oil, which is wrong. The beaten oil. I just want you to know that people in this country, the Arab people, they still make this oil. And the beaten oil should come from the wild olive trees. Now, very special way to make it. You never press it. So the Bible calls it beaten oil. Now, if you remember, and you're doing okay, call it the golden altar. And The Lord told Moses that this piece should be next to the veil that separates the building to two sections. And you know that behind this, the Holy of Holies. God told Moses, the priest who comes here twice a day, every time, he should bring with him 2 full hands of incense. Burn it here. So the smoke should go up and cover the whole veil. Because we read that the Shekinah, the glory of God, used to show on the veil somehow. Nobody is supposed to see, to look at it. Nobody could see it and stay alive. So they cover it with smoke. Now, if you ask what is Shekinah, glory of God, what is glory of God? According to the biblical Hebrew, when the Lord takes image to show himself to human, that's Shekinah. He showed himself as pillar of fire or smoke, cloud. He talked to Moses from fire. He showed himself as Jesus Christ, as a human. That's Shekinah. Now, the priest who comes here to burn incense to pray, he is very close to God. Just imagine this. Alone with God. Nobody watching, nobody listening. He could talk to God like person to person. Moses used to come here to talk to God. The Bible calls it face to face. And the priest here could tell the Lord all his secrets that he doesn't want anybody to know it. Since everybody would love to have time like this, since the priests outside, they knew that the priest inside here is very plus one, he has a direct relationship with God. They're waiting outside for their turn to come. Everybody would love to come here. You know, if you have the chance to come here, to be this close to God, to talk to God face to face or person to person, and today is very hot, you never call me to tell me to come and take your place because you feel very hot. You know. To give chance for every priest who serve to come in here to have this relationship with God, the Bible tells us about lottery, about game. They used to play it among the priests in the morning outside to choose the plus one who's supposed to come here to serve that day 2 times. If you remember Luke chapter 1, Zechariah, the father of John the Baptist, we read that he was priest, not high priest. From Abia group, there was 24 groups. You could call them families. Abia group was number 8. That's what chapter 1, Luke chapter 1 tells us. And in verse 9 exactly we read that Zechariah won the lots. Remember that he was an old man with no children. His prayer request was to have baby, remember? It's very personal. Remember that incense is a very special thing. Nobody's supposed to make it. Nobody's supposed to use it anywhere else. So Moses asked one family, one priest family, to make the oil, the incense, nobody else. That was big sin for those who even try to make it or smell it. And you use it here and only here. Bread table, probably 6 here and 6 there. This bread should be made by this family, this special family, the priest family, in Yom Shabbat, Saturdays. There is something to do in Saturdays, which is part of the service, not work. They have to mix it with a frankincense and change it every Saturday. The priest who won the lottery should bring with him holy fire. He should be very careful. Remember, 2 sons of Aaron made mistake, get killed outside. Bring 2 full hands of incense with him inside, burn incense, fix lights, eat from this bread. You know, communion. By the end of the week, this bread will be like leftover. So they collect everything, put it in golden dishes, and they put another 12 fresh loaves. Take the golden dishes, the old bread, the leftover, to the high priest. High priest supposed to take it home, keep it at home, eat, and give only priests to eat, not anybody else. It's holy bread, you cannot throw it away. The Lord said only priests supposed to eat this. Remember David running away from King Saul? He come to Ahimelech, the high priest, and he asked for food, and he got some of the leftover. There is a lot of theology to tell about this. It says David was not priest. According to the Jewish, it was big mistake, it was big sin the high priest made. So King Saul come and killed the high priest and all the priests. Remember this thing happened in Nob, which is a village on Mount Scopus. Now, moving on the table. The whole chapter talk about who supposed to carry what and move it. And this verse 7 talks about the showbread table with cups and jars on it. That we believe that it was full with wine. Remember outside I told you Thanksgiving offering might be something else, not animal, might be wine. So I'm talking about bread and wine. Moving the tabernacle, the Lord said, everybody just grab a piece and start running. Then, and if you remember in the Bible, we read that the wise ladies worked on this. And we read about two huge pieces to cover the building roof and sides. One to cover the holy, the other to cover the Holy of Holies, and supposed to be joined together with rings, 50 copper rings, all, around the building. This material, waterproof in winter time. So you see it like this in the summer. As soon as the water touches it, it will shrink or expand somehow. Then it is waterproof. And you need like 500 goats to cover building with this size. Wow! So you can imagine 500 goats running in the desert with no coats.
That'd be feeling cool.
On the top of the building, they added 2 more covers to make sure that it is 100% sealed. Won't leak water. They added the ram skins dyed red. Remember, ram, it is a male sheep over 1 year old. Less than 1 year old, good to sacrifice them. So when they kill the sheep, they take the skin. They make sure when they take the skin off, they don't make holes. And some rabbis, like Moshe Levine rabbi, believe that they added color to the hair to become red. As Eastern person, we dyed red. The way we understand it, when you take the hair off from the ram skin, the skin become like between pink and red, not exactly red. Because the hair, if you keep the hair, it won't go for years and years. So then in the end it will be like very little. So better to take everything else, take it just completely off and use it as a piece of leather. You know what is Yom Kippur, yeah? Remember the high priest only should come here in that day with the sin offering blood 2 times. First time to clean himself from sin, go out, kill. Remember, we have the scapegoat, and the other one that he's supposed to kill. Take the blood and bring it inside and cover this little space 7 times with the blood. So when the Lord look, he will see the blood, not the sin. And we all remember when the Lord said, I see the blood and I pass over.